Hemiplegic gait rehabilitation. Hemiplegic gait is also known as circumdactory gait. It includes impaired natural swing at the hip and knee with leg circumduction. The pelvis is often tilted upward on the involved side to permit adequate circumduction. With ambulation, the leg moves forward and then swings back toward the midline in a circular movement. This is how the gait looks like. Components of hemiplegic or circumdactory gait: hip hiking, circumduction of the leg, reduced hip and knee flexion, decreased weight shift towards the affected side, foot drop, poor dorsiflexion, toe first or flat foot placement. Hemiplegic gait rehabilitation consists of 4 rehabilitation programs: traditional gait rehabilitation, high-tech gait rehabilitation, additional strength training, improving upper limb movement pattern. Traditional gait rehabilitation: gait training in parallel bar, gait training exercises, balance and core training, use of assistive devices or orthotics, task-specific training, treadmill training. Gait training in parallel bar. Parallel bars are used to assist individuals to relearn to walk and for gait training, as well as to regain balance, strength, range of motion, and mobility. Gait training exercises: seated marching, knee extension exercises, toe taps, braiding exercises, side stepping, ankle dorsiflexion exercises, assisted toe raise, heel raises. Seated marching. This basic gait training exercise can be done from any seated position. Start by lifting affected leg up towards the chest and then place it back down onto the floor. Then repeat on the other leg, alternating back and forth. Be mindful of keeping the back straight and maintaining controlled movement. Knee extension exercises. Knee extensions are a classic gait training exercise because knees are constantly bending during walking. To perform this exercise, start from a seated position, then extend one leg out in front parallel to the floor. Do it on the both sides in alternate pattern. Try to avoid locking the knee completely and keep a soft bend. Toe taps. While lying on back, lift legs up and bend the knees at a 90-degree angle. Shins should be parallel to the floor and core should be fully engaged. From there, begin the left leg down and gently tap the floor with left foot. Then bring leg back up. Focus on using core muscles instead of just legs. Maintain a 90-degree bend in knee the entire time. Repeat on the other leg and alternate between each leg. Braided exercise. Braiding exercise is performed by crossing one leg in front of or behind the other in a continuous manner. Side stepping exercises. Pick up your feet instead of sliding them. Stand tall. Walk 3 times to left and right side. Ankle dorsiflexion exercises. This gait training exercise will help target feet and improve conditions like foot drop after stroke. To begin, start from a seated position and cross the affected leg over the other leg. Then, move foot into dorsiflexion by using patients on unaffected hand to move foot up towards their knee. Next, move into plantar flexion by extending foot back down. For added challenge, complete these exercises without the use of hand. Assisted toe raise. This gait training exercise can be difficult if patient has a foot drop. However, if it can help improve foot drop by restraining the brain to send the correct signals to their foot. Patient position is sitting, then ask to place their unaffected foot underneath their affected foot. Then ask them to use their foot to assist affected foot up. Then release back down. Once patient regains the ability to perform these without assistance, make them perform active exercise for added challenge. Heel raises. This is an advanced gait training exercise. Ask patient to start with feet flat on the ground. Then point toes and uplift their heels off the ground. Then place feet back down flat on the floor and repeat. Balance and core training. Balance and core training both also help improve gait. Walking is a full body task that requires coordinated movement from the feet, legs, and core. Reach outs in standing, walking on different surfaces, balance board exercises, weight shifts on affected side. Use of assistive devices or orthotics. Ankle foot orthosis. Solid ankle foot orthosis. Posterior leaf spring ankle foot orthosis, also known as PLS. Treadmill training. Once patient gains postural stability, then treadmill training without body weight stabilization can be started. Initially, treadmill speeds are slow, that is 0.23 millisecond. 0.23 meter per second, sorry. Over a period of few weeks, it is gradually increased up to 0.98 meter per second. Task-specific training. This simply refers to walking. Walking in different environments, hurdle walking, climbing small slope, taking turns while walking. High-tech gait rehabilitation. Partial body weight supported treadmill training, functional electrical stimulation, virtual gait training. Body weight supported treadmill training. This is how it looks like. Body weight supported treadmill training, also known as BWSTT. An overhead harness is used to support a portion of the patient's body weight. The harness controls the upright position of the patient in the absence of good postural stability and reduces fear of falling. The use of harness also eliminates the need for adaptive upper limb support to compensate for lower limb energy or weakness. Okay, functional electrical stimulation. Adding electrical stimulation to the affected muscles during gait training exercises can help boost results according to studies. NMES improves dorsiflexion and prevents foot drop. What is NMES? That is neuromuscular electrical stimulation. Significant improvement in gait is proven with the use of FES. Virtual reality gait training. Studies suggest that virtual reality training is more effective than balance or gait training without virtual reality for improving balance or gait ability in patients with stroke. Upper extremity movement pattern. Finally, persistent posturing of the upper extremity and flexion and adduction during gait should be addressed. Post-stroke, there is reduced arm swing on affected side during walking. Therapists need to provide assistance in positioning the hemiplegic upper extremity in extension and abduction with the hand open. Additional strength training. Some muscle atrophy is common after a stroke. Therefore, adding some strength training can help improve overall health and gait. Keep in mind that this addresses the secondary complication of muscle atrophy, while rehab exercise addresses the primary concern. Benefits of gait training after stroke. Gait training exercises can help prevent falling after stroke, because strong legs can help with stabilization if patient loses balance. Ultimately, a consistent rehab exercise program can help patients get back onto their feet and back to the activities that they enjoy. Focus on high repetition of exercises to help rewire the brain. Be sure to target core and feet along with legs to improve overall coordination and balance. Thank you.